Hello my friends and welcome back to episode 18 of my leveling guide of Fractured Online. In the last episode we were hunting goblins again, primarily the shamans, and we unlocked the protection from fire ability. However, I haven't unlocked the ability yet. I could learn it if I had enough knowledge points, that I don't. But that doesn't matter at all, I'm going to learn the ability in this episode. What are we going to do today? I already announced it in the last episode. We will ride down here to the bandit camp, discover all the hotspots, and also bring a large part of the bandits to 100%. The first thing we do is ride down here to this corner. This is exactly where we unlocked the burning arrows ability in episode 3. I've said it before, always run diagonally from bottom to top when entering a new unknown area. And that's exactly what we'll do. We'll ride down here and then run diagonally up to the right. This way we can see most of the area and there won't be no enemies hiding that could attack us from ambush. This is much safer. Before you reach the area, I advise you to collect many stones and branches. I have materials for 3 campfires. If you're fast, 2 campfires will do, but that's been extremely tight on my runs so far, so I played safe and have materials for a 3rd campfire. My bags are also absolutely overstuffed because of this. I can only carry around 2 more kilograms, but that doesn't matter. As the episode goes on, the bags get lighter. I've reached the area where we fought the archers in the 3rd episode. I'm gonna start here and shoot everything that runs into my eye of sight. If you have already unlocked the protection from fire ability from the last episode, then I advise you to equip the ability. Replace the power shot with the new ability and activate it as well. There are 2 types of enemies here that fight with fire. One is the archers from just now, because they use the burning arrows. Then there are the pyromancers. Once you activate the protection from fire ability, both enemy types won't deal much damage anymore. That means it makes your life a lot easier. I'll also be activating the ability as the episode progresses, once I've accumulated enough knowledge points. We are now back at the same place where we were in episode 3. Now run down and discover the first hotspot. Shoot all the enemies you see, of course. Once you have discovered the first hotspot, I advise you to empty the hotspot as well. There are cryomancers and other evil mages everywhere, which give a lot of knowledge points and are also quite rare. Also, shoot the leaders when you see them. These hotspots are worth it. Then, when you've cleared the camp, run to the next hotspot. Kill all the enemies you see at the 2nd hotspot as well. Once you have killed all the enemies at the 2nd hotspot, it's time to move on to the 3rd hotspot. But I set a campfire first because I'm overloaded because I found a recipe. And once I'm sitting at the campfire, I can learn the ability from the last episode, protection from fire. As I already announced, I replaced the power shot with the new ability. The power shot doesn't do me any good in this area anyway, because the enemy density is way too high. Don't forget to activate the passive ability and continue fighting normally until you reach the 3rd hotspot. I'll also show you what the protection from fire ability does for you. You're suddenly immune to all fire attacks. You also no longer have a heat debuff under your energy bar, which means you can no longer burn. Burning is the effect that used to do the extremely high amount of damage. That is no longer possible. You can also see that I'm having mana problems now. That means as soon as I sit at the next campfire, I have to adjust some talent points to get more mana regeneration. At the 3rd hotspot, kill all the enemies you come across. Next, run to the hotspot up here. which would be the 4th hotspot. Again at the 4th hotspot, kill all the enemies you see. To get to the southern hotspot, I run around the cliff. You can just run down here at the top. Since we know that we will come back here later, you can already set a campfire here, which you can visit again on the way back. Since I'm having mana problems, I'm going to reallocate a few points to the blue branch. First of all, the 2 new talent points I put directly into mana regeneration. After that, I'll take 3 talent points out of the green branch and put them into the blue branch as well. Now you have enough mana regeneration to maintain protection from fire and also use the empower ability. Both in combination didn't work out before due to lack of mana, so I had to deactivate protection from fire again and again to be able to regenerate mana. Ride all the way south until you pass the scaffolding. You can just ride up the hill south of the scaffolding and you'll be right in the middle of the camp. Activate your passive abilities and shoot all the enemies. You'll also see that mana regeneration isn't a problem anymore. I'm going all out on my abilities and I still have a lot of mana left. I can keep fighting right away and I have no downtimes at all. At the 5th hotspot, you kill all the enemies again. When you've killed all the enemies, get back on your horse and leave the camp at the same spot where you entered it. Then ride back to your campfire. I gather a few more branches and stones along the way in case I might need 2 new campfires. While I think 1 more campfire will be enough, I'd rather be safe than sorry. Even if your energy is still good, replenish your energy again at your campfire, every minute counts. The next target is the hotspot on the far left. Yes, it's the furthest away, I'm aware of that. But there is a good reason why you want to choose this one as your next target. You always want to move diagonally from bottom to top, and that works best with the leftmost hotspot as the start. Now ride west all along the road until you are southeast of the hotspot. When you arrive at this point, you can simply ride up the cliff. Be a little careful, there are many enemies. Get off your horse, shoot everything and run diagonally to the western hotspot. Again, at this hotspot, kill all the enemies you see. Then move north to the next hotspot. When you are between the 2 hotspots, right in between, you can simply run down the cliff and run up again on the opposite side. This way you don't have to take the big arc around the cliff. Again, kill all the enemies and discover the hotspot. After that, move further northeast to the northernmost hotspot. At the northern hotspot, kill all the enemies again. Then run to the last hotspot. When you reach the last hotspot, kill all the enemies again. When you're standing northeast of the camp, you will see a double cliff. You can simply run down here, so you don't have to fight your way out through the bandit camp again. That brings us to the end of this episode. Let's see what we've accomplished. We've got 3 bandit types to 100%, many others are almost at 100%. The mages still need some time, there are simply too few of them. Of course, if you feel like it, you can continue killing bandits now and bring them to 100%, but you don't have to. We will encounter more bandits at a later time. When we look at our talent points, we see that we have unlocked 3 more talent points, and we have also learned the protection from fire ability. You see, we've gained a lot of knowledge points. I'm going to ride to this town now, and I'm looking forward to the next episode. That's when we leave Myr and finally travel to Erhen. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked this episode, please press the like button. And if you want to see more videos in future, subscribe to my channel. Until then, be well and take care.